Hey guys, Omar here from my point of view. Soon I'll be changing the name of the channel, but nonetheless, here I am with a 2020 Land Rover Range Rover Sport. This is going to be a very, very nice review. I've been waiting for this car. I fought tooth and nail to get it actually, so here it is. Sadly, it's just going to be a one-day rental, but I'm going to do all I can in one day for this rental and the review. So let's go ahead and get started real quick. Let me go ahead and just touch on this MSRP price real quick before it gets blown off. So as I just told you, 2020 Range Rover Sport HSE. This example is for the one from Fusion White. Mine's actually just in black, as you guys can see. Interior's the same, but everything else is still the same. Got the V6, 3-liter turbocharged, 355 brake horsepower, 365 foot-pounds of torque, 8-speed automatic, all-wheel drive. We'll get to the powertrain and all the stuff in a second, but base price is $74,250. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and talk about the exterior real quick. 2020 and the style for Range Rovers have been pretty much the same. I'm not much of a Range Rover enthusiast, but I really do love the stance of this generation. You got 20-inch wheels, nice big wheels, but they're not overly, you know, the design of it's not an overkill. I'm pretty sure people's gonna buy this in 10 years, gonna put ugly wheels on it, but the standard wheels on this one is actually very beautiful. Nice beefy tires as well. I do like the little fins over here. They're not really functional, but I do like the design of it. And this little hood scoop, we're actually going to pop the hood open in a second to see if those are actually functional. Got Range Rover embedded over here. The side proportions of this is very beautiful. This is a 5-seater, which we'll go over in a second. It has air suspension, you can raise it up and lower it, and I'll get to that as well in a second. I do love the tail lights design right here. It's very nice and small. It actually just reminds me of the Evoque that I reviewed as well. Land Rover badge in the back. Range Rover, you do have dual exhaust, and the exhaust tips are actually out here. This is not the extra exhaust tip, but that's the exhaust right there. Nice little diffuser in the back. You do have a little two-tone right here. This is actually like a metallic gray. It suits it well. Nice little chrome bar in the back as well. So far for the exterior, it's very beautiful. I like the little side skirt right here. It's not overly done. Nice, luxurious, as it is brand new. Got a nice panoramic roof at the top as well. So that's the outside. Nothing too special. Nothing too outlandish, like I would say. Very conservative. But anyways, I have the doors locked. Press twice, you hear the little horn. That sounds like somebody should be in a compact car, but putting the keys in my pocket. And it does have a little touch pad right here. You see the little key part right here? So just in case if your key fob is dead, you can actually insert a little key in there. Let me see if you actually see it. But I just accidentally unlocked the doors prematurely, but there's a little hole right here which you can insert a key just in case this doesn't work. So as I just touched that, the door's unlocked. If you unlock the doors, just press the little circle thing again and it locks all doors. But you can open up all 4 doors, just, you know, going to the rear. The hazards flicker on and the side mirrors open up. But let's go ahead and just hop in the front real quick. The door feeling is nice and solid, very premium feeling, which you would expect from a Range Rover. Nice speakers as well. Comfortable seats, very comfortable seats. You even have an armrest available, which is actually nice as well. Nice carpeted floor mats. Everything in here is just nice and premium. I love it so much better than the Evoque. Hopping in now, shutting the door. Keys in my pocket, foot's on the brake, hit the button to start. And when I do that, the panoramic roof is actually gonna open up as well. I'm pretty sure there's an option of keeping it closed if you want to, but let's go ahead and get it started up. Nice LCD display. Where to start, where to start, where to start. You're just surrounded in so much luxury, it's ridiculous. This is very soft padded as well. Everything here is nice and what you expect. Okay, heated steering wheel, cruise control on the right. You can change your infotainment center, the volume knob, your seat, answer your phone, stuff like that on the steering wheel. All windows are automatic, up and down. But as you can see, the windows do not go all the way down. As a matter of fact, I'm not for sure, my eyes just fooling me, but it looks to me that the windows are not even. So this is probably like down, like let's just say, I don't know how many centimeters that is, but let's just estimate for 5.5 inches, I'll say that. And this looks like it's about almost 6 inches. So these are actually, looks to me uneven. Maybe my eyes fooling me, but yeah, the windows do not roll all the way down, which is a big minus. But nevertheless, windows do roll up automatically on all four. A little slow to get there, but they come up. We already touched bases on this on the Evoked, but I will have a co-pilot with me. She's actually going to go through all the infotainment stuff like that here in a second. As you can see, this is the same gear lever that was in the Evoque, even though the Evoque needs a turn knob, but the gear lever is set off differently than the Evoque, so you can actually change the volume knob without like squeeze your hand in between. That was a poor design for some reason. You got your height adjustments down over here, electronic parking brake down over here. The cup holders, if you just push it just a little bit, it's not like when you push it goes all the way back like a mechanism. It's actually just wherever you leave it, it stays. So I do like this little design right here. I'm gonna keep it closed. Got your glove compartments over here. The top one is just for this one, pops open, and then it kind of just folds down. That's to stay open. Once you release it, and it kind of pinches back, and you press it. And the bottom one obviously opens up the bottom one as well. Got your sunroof options right here, SOS button, and then I guess it shows a wrench and a phone. I do not want to press that. Side mirrors is nice and small. You actually have two. You open up this one, put it that way, and you have this one. So I'm not for sure this was in the Evoque. I didn't pay that much attention to it, sadly, but you actually have two little sun visors. That's nice. And same goes for the passenger. Speakers up here at the top. You have arm bundles right here, so I guess if it's left-hand drive or right-hand drive, you just hang on to dear life for the driver is going off road, or, you know, if it ever goes off road. Anyways, let's hop in the back real quick. Sitting back here, I'll put it in the passenger seat just a little bit. Obviously, I can fit back here better than the Evoque. You got the climate control option over here as well, so you can just change it. It's not synchronized back here. We can change the fan speed, press the little button right here, touchpad. Got your vents up here. You also have vents located up here. So right now they're closed, you open up like so, and it opens up. Got a nice little dome light over here. The panoramic roof is not in my way, being 6'9". If I sit up straight, I have plenty of leg room. If the front seat passenger is okay, we'll scoot up just a little bit more. Yeah, you being 6'9" back here in the Range Rover Sport. I'm not for sure about the other Land Rovers, but hopefully when we go to the dealership, we'll be able to test that out. The seats are very comfortable as well. 12-volt socket out here. There's even labeled right here, 5 volts right here. USB, 2 USBs back here. Nice little storage space back here. Actually big. You see, look how you can expand that way out. You got your armrest. You pull this down, the whole thing down, and you have some cup holders. It's actually a very nice armrest. It's not like the cup holders like directly in the middle. You can still rest your arm right here and still have your drinks for both the right side and the left side passengers. That's actually a nice touch. And you do have a little storage space back here as well, so that's actually pretty cool. It's a big one, big chunky one. I believe you could get away with putting 5 of those back here. The tunnel's not so bad back here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And the second row, this is not a third row SUV. Press it once, a little pad back over here. And you have a lot of space back here. So let's go ahead and try to open this up. As you can see, you have another spare tire. Now I believe that's also 20 inches as well. But spare tire, a little jack over here, all what you need. Put it down here, lock it up. Hide your storage. Easy to use. Not totally in the way, but there it is. And you also lift up and down the seats as well. So you press this button. Oh, you actually lift up and down the suspension. So you can raise up the suspension. You want to lower it down. That's something else to brake. There is no buttons. That's what I'm looking for. I don't see any buttons to lay down the second row. You do have handles back here, so I'm pretty sure if someone wants to sit in the back, he or she could just like grab the handles, press the button, lock it. And that's the interior. Let's go ahead and pop open the hood real quick. Pop open the hood. So to pop open the hood, you gotta go between the Range and the Rover. Put a little lever to the left. So lever right here. Hydraulic. And like I said earlier, this is a 3-liter V6 turbocharged. 355 brake horsepower, 365 foot-pounds of torque. There's your positive cable right there. I don't see the ground, but nevertheless. This engine is very smooth, and it's actually made it to an 8-speed automatic gearbox. All-wheel drive. I don't think rear-wheel drive is even an option. I believe they're all coming all-wheel drive. Nice design. Simple layout. Nice and quiet. And that's plenty of power for this somewhat heavy SUV. Well, actually, yeah, it's heavy. So that was just a quick little overview of the Range Rover Sport. I'm gonna bring my co-pilot with me. This is gonna be a special review. Hopefully the Land Rover dealership will be open and will let us review the SUVs. If not, we'll drive somewhere else. So we're here at the Jaguar, Land Rover, Range Rover dealership here in Nashville, Tennessee. I have a sales associate. I need to double check his name real quick. I'll give him a shot here in a second for opening up both these Land Rover, Range Rovers for us real quick. So we're gonna do a quick comparison between this one. It's the V8 Range Rover Sport, and that's the autobiography. But let's go ahead and start with the V8. This is actually supercharged V8 versus mine, which is a 3-liter turbocharged V6. This puts out 518 brake horsepower, 416 foot-pounds of torque. Made to the same 8-speed automatic gearbox. It actually looks pretty much similar inside the engine compartment. Obviously, this says supercharged. The air intakes is both on the side as well. I mean, everything inside looks the same, obviously upon startup. I don't have the keys, don't need the keys. Just gonna do the quick interior exterior real quick. But I know for a fact these 5-liter V8 supercharged are just glorious, at least from what I heard on the internet. Also, the sales associate informed me that whenever you see a Range Rover Sport with red brake calipers, that's usually like the V8 model. I don't want to be the lower trim level. This is a nice two-tone interior as well. This is actually the same leather seats, but I'm also ensured that this has heated seats and ventilated seats. My Range Rover has just heated seats. The power's not on, so I can't adjust the seats. I can't fully sit down. But what's different is paddle shifters are on this model. That comes with the V8. Everything's the same. Cup holders is gonna be the same. Rear view mirror's the same. Nice panoramic roof. It's actually a different interior color. The steering wheel has this metal strip throughout, which is great. Let's hop in the back real quick. Oh, and by the way, these are 21-inch wheels versus my 20s. As you can tell back here, everything's the same, but just different color. Nice two-tone interior. I prefer an interior color like this. The black is just gonna make everything look kind of just basic, honestly. If you get a high-end vehicle like this, you might as well get the top of the line. The exhaust is actually the same as well. The diffuser back here, mine was like a metallic silver, but this actually a gloss black. The rear is the same, but the carpet is actually a different color as well. Nice carpets back here. You see the spare tire is actually even better on this one. I forgot to mention as well, some might have a heads-up display. I don't have the key to actually display it, but my Tesla does not have the heads-up display. This one does. So there are many different options and features that's missing, but you can most definitely upgrade to. This is a nice little trim over that I like about it. But onto the autobiography. Nah. Yep. That's loud. All right, so the non-sport, this is actually the autobiography. Let's go over it real quick. I don't know anything about it. Not for sure what engine option it has. but just looking at the design language as well. Has a nice little side fin over here. These look like 22-inch wheels. I'm gonna double check the MSRP sheet right here in a second. But hop on the side real quick. Yep, here we have it, 2020 Range Rover Autobiography, PHEV. So this must be an electric vehicle. Oh, it is. Ooh, this is electric. Base price is $103,000. This price is $136,000. That's a lot. Gotta be careful with this one. Anyways, nice little two-tone. This is actually a little gloss finish right here. You could adjust the seats down on the door. Everything's nice about this, besides down being over here. Nice black interior, panoramic roof. Let's go again inside real quick. I'm just adjusting the seat. This is electric. I'm gonna shut the doors. Hopefully it gets stopped in here. For some reason it's electric, but you have the power shifters here. Not for sure the purpose of those. You have a nice little two-tone steering wheel, a little gloss finish up here at the top. The steering wheel is actually different than the other Range Rovers. And this one, you actually have the turn knob. This is what the Range Rover Evoque needs if it's going to have it directly in the center. But nevertheless, this is what I was talking about. This is still available for 2020 for Land Rovers. You still got the same two display screens up here. Same little cup holder, opener, closer. Doesn't go all the way back and forth when you press it once. Up here is about the same. You do have a little leather stitching over here. It's very nice in here. Even the handles are stitched, and it's just 100 grand type of an SUV, which I like. This is a totally different SUV. Let's go hop in the rear real quick. You even get the seat adjustments the same for the second row, which is actually fantastic. So you can raise up the seats, as you can see, and push it back. Nice little cushions back here. So these are actually captain's chairs. So yeah, without further ado, let me go again the second row, because that's where whoever buys this is going to spend most of his or her time. So I'll just push up the driver's seat real quick, and we're going to look inside the second row. Captain's chairs. Sitting down here, you got a nice little window switch back here. I'm not for sure what this is for, but it's actually illuminated. I'm not for sure. I think it's for the side mirrors. I'm not for sure. But nevertheless, while I'm here, this is actually fixed. Where is it? I don't want to yank it. It's $136,000. Center console down here is the same 5-volt sockets, 12-volt outlet out here. Oh, that's broke. Let me just see that there. This is a luxury right here. Very much. Underneath the hood is actually 2-liter turbocharged gasoline with plug-in hybrid technology, 398 horsepower and 472 foot-pound of torque. So actually more powerful than 3-liter V6. All-wheel drive, 8-speed automatic. So let's go ahead and pop open the hood real quick. But as you can tell, this is a hybrid. Orange little lines right here. All the engine displacements look pretty much similar. Air intake right here. This is 2-liter 4-cylinder. More powerful than the 3-liter V6 turbo, but nevertheless, nicely designed engine compartment. Heading to the rear, the taillight's actually different from the Sport back here. You have P400E. I'm assuming the E is for, electricity, autobiography, and the badge in. Open up the rear. There's actually a split-in tailgate. So the top part opens up like so, and then you can open up the bottom part, like just press this button right here. And you can pretty much just sit on it. But I wish more SUVs had this design right here. You have a little outlet right here, nice little socket. So you can actually adjust the second row right here, which I'm gonna leave alone. And you can also do the air suspension. So this is what I was hoping for the Sport to have, but it doesn't. And autobiography, you have a nice little suitcase, which I don't want to open as well. Hope you guys just look online, see what it is, and then we'll overstay my welcome over here. And you pull this up, you do have a little storage back here, and that's all I'm going to do back here. I know this is a $136,000 SUV. Don't want to touch anything. So thank you, Mr. Jeff of Jaguar, Land Rover, Range Rover here in Brentwood, Tennessee. Thank you so much for letting us see the 2020 Range Rover Autobiography and the Range Rover Sport with the V8. That's a huge plus. Now on to the rest of the review. All right, guys, here is Glenda. She's gonna be debuting little feature video. This is her Range Rover little Sport, and she's gonna go through all the little features and stuff. And yeah, let's get started.
Okay, so here you can hit the menu button and you can get your information up here as well. So you can do panel layouts if you want, 2 dial, 1 dial, and then you can do full map if you do navigation. Then I'm gonna put it back on 2 dial, go back up. There we go. And then over here, if you, I hope it's still recording.
Yeah.
You push this button over here on the side and it'll show trip miles, average miles per speed, gallons.
That's cruise control and all the other stuff down there. Yeah, that's it. All right, so let's go over this little infotainment center right here. This is the same as the Evoque we showed as well. You still have the option of turn off the auto stop system right here. And the climate control, you got the heated seats, so the heated seat options. So you press the power button right there, it comes on to the max. And then this little fan speed, which used to be fan speed or a temperature gauge, it turns to a little knob, put on second volume or second level of the heated seats, or first level, or you just turn it off. And you got your infotainment center up here, your audio, stuff like that, backup camera. So same in the Evoque, like we just went over as well. But yeah, that's essentially it. And what we're gonna do now, all right, so now she's going to raise up the vehicle when I exit the vehicle. And we're gonna see how the ride adjustment goes. All right, raise it up. Keep raising up to the max. That's to the max. All right, keep it up there. All right, now lower it down to entry level. You guys can see how low, I mean low this thing is. So that's entry level right there. And that's it. That's pretty much the overview of the Range Rover. We went to the dealership, stuff like that. Give my point of view of it towards the end. Thanks, Glenda. All right, so let's go ahead and go for a drive. And also I like the seating position. So the windshield is big, but it actually hunkers down a little bit, so you have like, you can see everything, but also you can tell where the front end is on the Range Rover. So that's pretty good. So 355 brake horsepower, 265 foot-pound of torque. Once the turbo lag goes away and the turbo spools up, kicks in, this does pull its own weight. First thing you do when you get in this vehicle, turn off the auto stop system. It's not as bad as the Range Rover Evoque, but yeah, there are better auto stop systems out there. The 8-speed automatic is seamless. Very smooth, very responsive, did not hiccup or anything. If you feel any hiccup, it's not the transmission's fault. You got a little bit of turbo lag here and there, which is actually very noticeable. I wish it were a supercharged V6, but turbo will do. But if you stay around that boost range, yeah, this will pull like a classic V8. That's what it feels like. It feels like just a 6-liter LS motor, if you just ignore the turbo lag. All right, I got the sunroof open, nice and wide. I can hear the exhaust just crackling, popping. Maneuvering this SUV is actually pretty easy. Backup camera quality is actually pretty good, and at night it kind of has this nighttime effect camera, whatever, I'm not for sure. how to properly say it, but not as good as the Rams and Jeeps, but pretty good for what you pay for. Only thing is lagging is that turbo lag, and it just doesn't give you that much confidence sometimes to fully overtake someone. You see these three little lines right here? This first one is the throttle input. The second one's the RPMs, and I don't know what the third one is, but I'm in drive now. Put my foot on the gas. We're gonna get to just a decent speed, and as you can see, all three are filled up green. I'm just feathering the throttle as I'm now about to enter this little road. Give some gas. You see it's turning yellow. Look at the RPM gauges as well. I believe the second one is actually the boost gauge, not the RPM gauge. Yeah, I think that's my take on it. Yeah, it's got a nice little V6 sound to it. But other than that, all right guys, well that's it. That's my review of the 2020 Land Rover Range Rover Sport with the 3-liter turbocharged V6. Just like the Volvo S60 T6 versus the BMW 328i. It was a huge gap in between me driving both of them. Drove the Volvo first. My first time experiencing a compact luxury sedan. Then a few months later I got the BMW, which was one of my recent reviews. So now I can understand more of the compact luxury sedan market. So now that I've driven the Range Rover Sport, I had to get my hands on one day the BMW X5 and whichever Audi product, Audi and Mercedes product competes against this Range Rover in the X5. But I did learn a lot in driving it. Is it worth $80,000? Me, from my point of view, I just want to spend $8,000 and have a plain black interior. I need some type of light in there. It just kind of makes everything a little bit dull. The comfort of the seats was actually excellent. It smells good and nice in here. It's loaded with some good technologies as well. I don't see anything out of here that you will see in like a normal mid-size or full-size sedan, apart from Jaguar, but of course that's a luxury brand as well. It's hard for me to actually give you my follow-up thoughts about it. I really do have to compare it to another SUV in this segment, but from my point of view, as for what it is, it's a Land Rover Range Rover Sport. I mean, what do you expect? It has the power, even though it's the V6. It has the styling. It has the comfort. It has the technology. Besides, it's going to depreciate, just like every other vehicle. But when these things appreciates, oh my goodness, I just try to stay away from it. But I can see why people get these new, lease them, and get on to the next one. I've experienced this generation. Curious to see what the next generation is going to withhold and how well this actually holds up. Will it be just like the previous Range Rovers? More likely. But this is Omar from my point of view. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Have a good night.